ANZAC Day is not about celebrating war, but about honouring those that fought to protect our values and our way of life. It is also a time to thank the families of those that lost relatives during war and acknowledging the sacrifice the families have made to enable us to live freely and to be safe. From a population of fewer than 5 million, 516,809 men, and sometimes young men in their teens, enlisted, which was 12% of the population at that time, of whom more than 60,000 were killed and 156,000 wounded. To get an idea of how it was in those days, the number of students from our school that would have been involved in the war at that time would have been something like one of our year levels. So the number of students, the young people from Australia that volunteered, was that much of the population. The soldiers and families have made sacrifices to protect all of us, and we need to understand that the ANZAC spirit is alive in all of us, and we need to stand up for everyone, our friends, our family, at any time that we need it. Because the sacrifices that the soldiers made, not just in the First World, the Second World War, but other wars which our soldiers have fought in, has been so that you, me, our families and friends can feel safe and not feel threatened. As the world changes and new threats emerge, it is important to pause and reflect on the values, principles and beliefs that the ANZAC fought and died for. We must think and reflect that it was them that fought to protect us and be clear what we value and believe in so that future generations have the opportunity to live freely and pursue their dreams, and more importantly, in our own country, in our own community, in our own school, to feel safe and be able to live as individuals with their own ideas, values and beliefs. The whole point of fighting in those wars is so that we could all be free to live the life that we wanted. In regards to students in school, education is the key to your freedom and opportunities for the future. In many countries, students don't have that opportunity because of war or because of the governments that don't allow all students to participate in school. I hope that you as students respect the ANZAC legacy by being respectful to others, using kind words and helping in school and the community a safe place. The ANZAC fought for everyone's freedom around the world, for all people to have a right to feel safe and respected regardless of their beliefs, their ideas, their ways of life. And that wasn't just fighting overseas for that, but so that people could feel safe in our own country and in our own communities. On a small scale, you need to stand up against bullying, against domestic violence, against religious discrimination, against poverty, anything which can cause psychological or physical harm to others. In our world today, unfortunately, we have bullying in many places in the community, online, and unfortunately also in our school. It is around ANZAC Day each year that I am particularly saddened that young men and women died for all of us to feel safe, yet we still engage in physical and psychological actions which cause harm and hurt to others. There are wars that were fought with other nations because they threatened the way in which we wanted to live. But at the moment we are fighting different types of wars, and they are more wars within ourselves. Finding the courage to stand up and speak up when you see others are saying mean, hurtful things to others. Because that is what the ANZAC fought for. They fought for people to be safe, to be free. So I hope that you, as students, are able to think about the spirit of the ANZACs and their legacy, and be better human beings, to help others and not to harm them, to respect people and not to say things which are hurtful or degrading, and to bring happiness to others rather than pain. Anywhere that a person is made to feel sad, upset, or hurt is a time that I hope you can draw on the ANZAC spirit, find that courage within you to speak up and to tell people not to do that. Please remember the legacy of the ANZACs. It is not just about fighting wars to protect us, but reminding us of our values and beliefs, and our belief in each other as human beings, and everyone to feel safe, free, and be able to be themselves, without feeling like they're going to be teased, bullied, harassed, and those types of things. So I ask you on ANZAC Day to first of all think about and acknowledge and pay respect to the families of the young people, the many young people that died in all wars to enable us to live in a free country. And I ask you to think about why they fought and what they fought for, the values of freedom, individuality, and try and work with each other to allow everyone to live in peace and happiness and the way in which they want to live.